BBC Breakfast Time from Hong Kong TVB's Good Morning Hong Kong show.
We wish you the very best and hope to see you go from strength to strength.
Upstate. Oh my Gideon!
Nobody was expecting much from us, which I think gave us the freedom to break the rules.
Breakfast Time was a hit. There was aerobics with the Green Goddess,
It's the bust and the chest all this week.
astrology with Russell Grant,
So Harry's born under the sign of Virgo.
plus pioneering viewer interaction.
Hello, David.
Morning.
Ah, you're there. Has it started raining yet with you?
No, not yet.
Oh, that's a bit of a blow.
But during the 80s, the tone changed. New desks, new presenters,
Good morning, it's 7 o'clock on Tuesday.
and a new,
First of
newsier
November. This is
edge.
the BBC's But don't you have any respect for the fact he's clearly managing the economy?
And in 1989, a new name.
You're watching the first edition of the BBC Breakfast News.
The BBC had one of its periodic phases when it decided that it wanted a new image. It became Breakfast News with me and Jill Dando and Sally Magnuson and Kirsty Walk. And of course it was a time of great international change. The Berlin Wall had come down.
Hello and welcome to Breakfast from BBC News with Sophie Rayworth and Jeremy Bowen.
In 2000, Breakfast News became Breakfast.
Here we go. Good luck.
And in January 2001, a familiar breakfast face made her debut.
Jordan and Sian Williams.
Breakfast is like no other programme because 1 minute I'd be interviewing a Prime Minister and holding them to account.
Let's talk about how we pay it back
Well, we've
and the
announced how we're
spending
doing.
cuts, because you said you were going to have spending cuts. And
Not
so
on
far,
frontline service.
And then the next day you'd be talking to Harrison Ford. It'd be your co-presenter suddenly.
We'll take a look at the news, travel and weather, where you are.
In April last year, Breakfast moved to its new home.
We're glad you've joined us for our first morning from our new studio here in Salford.
And a concept once dismissed as decadent and sinful continues to thrive. Happy birthday, Breakfast Telly.
Back tomorrow at 6. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We are delighted to say that Diana Moran, also known, of course, as the Green Goddess, joins us now, minus the leotard. But we're going to see a bit of the leotard later, aren't we?
Indeed, yes.
Morning.
Yes.
Lovely
Good morning.
to see you. You saying that this morning, getting ready for today, you kind of can still remember that day very clearly. Can you tell us what it was like?
I can, incredibly clearly. It was on Waterloo Station, and I mean, nothing had ever been done like this before. It was totally unknown. It was also incredibly cold, as Francis was saying, and I was just in the shiny leotard and tights, as you can see, on Waterloo Station. I think the commuters thought I'd gone absolutely mad, and that was at about 6 o'clock in the morning when I was trying to get them to come and be with me.
Yes.
It was just amazing, but I cannot believe that 30 years have gone.
Yes, and just talk us through, was it your idea to be in a green leotard and to do it that way? How did that come about?
I was poached from the I was poached by the BBC, by Ron Neil, from a programme that I was doing down at HTV down in the West Country. It was an afternoon programme, but it went out network, so that's how he came to see it. And on that, I used to do Keep Fit in a green leotard. I'd started off in yellow, and they said I looked like a large prancing canary. I then went into beige, and they said, good God, you look as if you've got nothing on. And then I went into the green. And I said to Ron Neil, when he invited me to join the programme, what do you want me to wear? And he said, oh, you're green, of course. And after that first day at Waterloo, the national press went back to HTV and they said, here, dish the dirt on this bird. Who is she? What's all this about?
Oh, really?
And they said, because they knew me so well, I'd been an announcer down there, a newsreader, oh, that's Diana, our goddess, our green goddess.
And lo and behold,
yeah,
it was born.
The rest is history.
Just put it in context, at that time, you were sort of the vanguard of those sort of fitness routines, because Jane Fonda was kind of doing her thing, but in America, and you were sort of rivals.
She was indeed. I mean, I wasn't really aware of her until I began Breakfast Time, and she had just begun all the aerobics in America. That was the big thing, aerobics. Now, the thing was, she did Going for the Burn and all that really, really hard stuff. Fine if you're a Keep Fit nut. But I was trying to encourage Mr. and Mrs. Average and the kids and Grandad as well to do things. So my system was moderation in all things and have fun.
Which people clearly did. It must have been extraordinary for you as well, because I imagine you were immensely, well known at that time.
I was.
It must have brought an awful lot of pressure to you too.
Yes, I couldn't go anywhere without people. I'd walk down a street and people would start doing exercises in front of me. I'd go into a pub and they'd start doing, the exercise. It was immense pressure on me at the time. But I don't know, somehow we were such a good team. There were the sort of 6 of us, basically, and we were like a family. I mean, I laughed when I came in here today. If you knew these smart places, anybody who hasn't seen Manchester yet, God, this is wonderful.
Compared to what it used to be like. People love to know stories about things that went wrong.
Things that went wrong. Am I allowed to sort of say something?
Go on.
Okay.
As long as it's not...
at a very, very upper crust tennis club, Roehampton, outside of London, and I had a load of gentlemen working out with me at the tennis club, and I had them holding on to the net, doing very deep knee bends like this. The camera's here, and I get the wind-up because I was always live, and out I have to come. And I looked up to the camera and I said, well, as you can see, we've had great fun at the club here today. It's not only balls bouncing on the courts, it's members too. Oh, yes. Well, there we go.
Yes, very good, very good.
Oh, things went wrong, lots and lots of
Of course, well, that's kind of the reason why people love it, isn't it?
Because you're going to do today, we've got a special, we're celebrating today.
Yes.
Tell us what you're going to do. You're going to do...
I don't actually know.
No, you don't know?
This is absolutely me on Breakfast Time all those years ago.
Yes.
You have told me that I've got a group of people.
Yes, you have.
They are somewhere, I don't know where.
They're over, they're just not far from here.
I do have a green outfit to put on in a moment.
Fantastic.
I don't know what the music is, and I don't know what we'll do yet.
Well, sparing your blushes, can I say you look remarkably well.
Thank you very much indeed.
30 years has passed,
Thank you.
but you look very well.
Well, I have to say that perhaps it is a lifestyle that has stood me in good stead for those 30 years.
Oh, fantastic. Really looking forward to whatever you're going to do with those people later. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming.
7:56 is the time now. As we said, Diana will be revisiting her glory days a little later in the programme. I think Mike Bushell, our sports
watch out for
reporter
Mike.
now, is